dahil ang pagdidetermine ng pagkakasala ng isang tao, the right to adjudicate the guilt of a person lies with the court and not with a committee. Maliwanag po yan. Ang atin pong gawain dito sa Senado is to investigate in aid of legislation. It is not the right, it is not the duty of the Senate to condemn and imprison an individual. Because that individual, no matter how high nor lowly he is, has the same basic human right and the right of being, the right to innocence, etc., etc. So igalang po yun. Yun po yung sinabi ko noon. Igalang yung karapatan ni Pastor Kibuloy. December, nung ako pa yung chairman ng Blue Ribbon Committee, binago natin yung rules. And the rules, as amended, would apply likewise to persons cited in contempt. So yung sa atin, sa pagbabago ng rules, binigyan po natin ng diin yung karapatang pantao noong mga humaharap sa mga committee. So sa atin pong nilagay ay dapat kilalanin din yung kanilang karapatan as an individual, as a Filipino citizen. So yung sa akin, we reiterated that during that interview. Ang sabi ko po ay kung merong pamamaraang legal na gagawin si Pastor Kibuloy sa pagdulog sa husgado, kagaya nung nangyari noong Nery case sa Senado, kung inyo natatandaan pa, wala makakapigil sa kanya. At hindi dapat pigilan yon kasi karapatan niya yon. Kung sakaling siya naman ay dadalo sa isang pagdinig ng Senado, kailangan din igalang ng committee ang kanyang karapatan. Ang ibig sabihin nun, huwag babastusin, huwag tatratuhin ng, bilang isang nagkasala na, dahil ang pagdidetermine ng pagkakasala ng isang tao, the right to adjudicate the guilt of a person lies with the court and not with a committee. Maliwanag po yan. Ang atin pong gawain dito sa Senado is to investigate in aid of legislation. It is not the right, it is not the duty of the Senate to condemn and imprison an individual. Because that individual, no matter how high nor lowly he is, has the same basic human right and the right of being, the right to innocence, etc., etc. So igalang po yun. Yun po yung sinabi ko noon. Igalang yung karapatan ni Pastor Kibuloy. Hawak ko.
Ang counsel of the target resource person, halimbawa yung kay Kibuloy, can he insist na to the committee to recognize his counsel given his supposed threat?
Hindi po ako yung abogado dito ni Pastor, pero kung siguro kung gustong gamitin ng abogado niya nung binago po natin yung section 16 and 18, pwede niyang sabihin na bigyan din sila ng karapatan na mag-file ng memorandum, etc., etc., kagaya po nung ginawa natin doon sa mga nagdaang pagdinig natin. So, babalik po yan sa paggalang sa karapatan kung kahit sino man na nandun. Kahit hindi si Pastor, huwag bastusin yung mga nandito sa humaharap sa komite ng Senado.
Pero sir, would it, if the Senate heads to what Pastor Kibuloy wants, na non-appearance, would this not set a bad precedent to other personalities who would be invited by the Senate?
Hindi ko alam po yung dahilan niya eh. Hindi naman ako yung...
so this should be case-to-case basis?
Correct. So, ulitin ko, may karapatan ang Senado na hilingin ang kanyang presensya, subalit yung Kagaya po dun sa Nery case. Kung natandaan nyo yung Nery case, pinawalang bisa ng Supreme Court yung contempt. Ni-lift yun, yung si Romulo Nery. Natandaan nyo na yun, yung mga bata-bata pa noon nandito nung panahong yon. So, kung natatandaan nyo yun, nakialam ang husgado, ang Supreme Court, at sinabi, lifted yung contempt order. So, he can utilize that. Ikarapatan naman siya. May abogado siya.
Nung sa Farmally na umabot din sa court, parang ganun din.
He can maximize, utilize all legal venues available to him. And no one should deprive him of that right. Wala na. Wala na. Nakakalimutan nyo na yung chacha. Sige. Wala na. Tapos na.
Tanong sir kung napag-usapan ba kahit informant?
Yung
Chacha.
Ayun.
Among senators and congressmen. Yung pinag-usapan.
Informally. Ano ibig sabihin na informally? Hindi formal. Alam mo, masaya kami kanina nung sa prior to the signing, nasa harapan ko nakaupo si BBM, o sa kaliwa si SP, sa harapan ko sa kaliwa si Speaker. So wala naman ako nakikitang rift. Ang alam ko ay iisa pa rin ang Kongreso, the lower house, ang daming congressman kanina. The lower house and the upper house. So wala ako nakikitang pag-aaway kanina.
Sa voting separately, would it not be a contentious issue? Kasi yung house na po walang ganong
Sa kanila,
well enshrined ang bicameralism sa ating sistema. Hindi pa naman tinatanggap na unicameral body ang dalawang kapulungan. Kaya even without mentioning that, voting separately yon.
Pero how would you deal with this stand ng Kongreso?
Ulitin ko ha. Tatlo lang ang modes ng pag-amend ng saligang batas. 1. Constitutional Convention. 2. Constituent Assembly. 3. People's Initiative. Itong nangyayari ngayon, this is pursuant to a fourth mode coming from a commentary of the late Father Bernas. So, the lower house, by invoking the fourth mode, yung resolution of both houses number 7, is in effect saying that we are going to utilize the fourth mode, but even if the resolution is silent as to the manner of voting, the fourth mode speaks of voting, implies voting separately because of the bicameral nature of our Congress. Final nga nila ng bukod. Final din namin ng bukod. Dinidinlig nila ng bukod. Dinidinlig namin ng bukod. Kung merong pagkakaiba doon, papasok sa bicameral conference committee. So, even though they're silent, their mere acceptance of the fourth mode implies that it has to be voted upon separately. Kwentas klaro tayo doon. Yes, ma'am. Dami niyo recitation.
Kasi may yung statement ng mga congressmen one congressman said kahapon, eventually, di wala hindi yung putuhan. Some congressmen are still insisting na you should vote join the league.
They have to read the Constitution. They have to read the Constitution. No offense to them.
Kaya nga sir, so parang wala yung apprehension, yung mga worries ng Senate, o yung mga unnecessary lang yung mga worries, unnecessary yung worries. Dapat po magkano ng categorical statement, coming from the speaker, hindi, voting separately talaga, para magbago sa issue.
It doesn't follow. After the adoption, ulitin ko ha, no need to rush. Senate approves RBH 6 without a self-imposed deadline. RBH 7 approved by the lower house, even with a self-imposed deadline. It would have to be reconciled in a bicameral conference committee, and the end product would be submitted to the people in a plebiscite called for the purpose of approving or rejecting the same. Ultimately, yung tao rin na magde-decide nito eh. Di ba? Pass your paper na kayo.
Sir, yung Senate subcommittee, have you attended the past 3 hearings ng subcommittee? Matatapos po ba na...
Nakatatlo na ba? Dalawa pa lang?
Hindi, yung una kasi yung general provisions eh.
Okay.
Pero yung sa businesses, tas
Ito.
Matenda ko nung business and education.
So far, sir,
Although not the entirety.
from what you've heard, ano yung mas malamang to amend? O, di ba may sinasabi parang
Kailangan ng 18 votes ng Senado. Kailangan ng 18 votes whether to amend or not.
so personally po, madami yun sa mga narinig mo, saan matitulad?
Marites na yon.
Hindi, ikaw nga yun eh.
Mariposa yon.
Yes, sir. From your point of view, mas madami ng sumusuporta sa to amend it o wag muna, it's not the right time?
Palagay ko mas maraming sumusuporta. Yes, hindi ko lang alam kung na-reach na yung threshold na 18 o kulang pa.
Marami na lang po sa house o sa Senado.
Hindi pa, pero hindi pa tapos. May advertising pa tayo. O baka